everyone, and sorry that we're getting started a little bit late. Thank you to everyone for getting up early this morning. For the New Zealanders, it's post-lunch, and even for us in Sydney, it's lunchtime. But I appreciate it's challenging to get up early. We have 2 awards to be presented today. And it's my pleasure as I leave my role as APPES President to be awarding both of these awards to very special people. The APPES Teaching Award recognises the work of members who have contributed to paediatric endocrinology in the region, going above and beyond their employment as a paediatric endocrinologist. The recipient of our award this year is a professor and has been involved with APPES at least since 2006, but actually I think earlier than that, when he stepped into the role of the Scientific Meeting Program Chair, moving to Council as President-elect, and someone's going to work this out soon, and then remained on Council in many different roles, including a co-opted member until recently. The recipient still contributes to subcommittees and is sought out for wide words of wisdom. Over the many years, or the 25 years of the APPES Fellow School, this person has actually been involved teaching on 7 fellow schools as faculty, but many others he or she has contributed to as the chair and as part of the organising committee. The recipient has been an absolutely passionate teacher and a member of, as I said, the APPES faculty for a long time. Has also contributed to online APPES educational activities with a number of different presentations. He's also spoken at a number of different scientific meetings. Closer to home, this recipient has contributed as faculty on many occasions for his regional association, including the Australia-New Zealand Paediatric Endocrine Society. He has an extensive, you worked out it's a bloke by now, an extensive research career with over 200 journal publications in leading journals, including the New England Journal of Medicine, Diabetes Care, Clinical Endocrinology, PLOS One, Paediatric Diabetes, all the top journals where outstanding research is published. Of note, his research spans a wide range of topics in endocrinology, and I think that actually shows the strength as someone who doesn't just focus in on a tiny area, but really has expertise in a whole range of areas. And certainly in my experience of the many fellow schools, you could call on this person to give a talk on thyroid or diabetes or adrenal or DSD. Enormous experience. Clinical research, basic science research, animal models, the whole gamut of expertise, which I think, again, is a sign of an outstanding clinician researcher, but also as a teacher, because you have that spectrum of knowledge. He's supervised many fellows, PhD students and clinician in training. Well known, not just in his home country, Australia, New Zealand and internationally, and widely regarded. Now, I didn't write this bit. He possesses an encyclopedic knowledge in many areas of medicine, surgery, obstetrics, gynecology, fetal programming, diabetes, exercise, newborn screening, obesity, type 2, the list goes on. But I completely agree, encyclopedic knowledge is the term. He's passionate in teaching and will inflict, and I think the recipient will know who wrote this bit, will inflict all he knows, which is rather a lot, on unwitting fellows as they stand within earshot and have to endure tricky questions. He's been a mentor and guide for many members within APPES and ANZBED. He can combine precise knowledge of intricate metabolic pathways and in particular G proteins that lead many of us, we mortals, quivering in his shadow. This is beautifully written. Thank you for the person who did it. He was rescued from a career in obstetrics and then neonatology into the dark side of endocrinology by the phantom Wayne Cutfield, and has been forever in his debt. He is and will always be the hot to many of us, but is loved by patients, his colleagues, absolutely, and he's very good at remembering everybody, including patients and trainees. Well, at least until they get to the door. Wayne, you should have given this talk, not me. I am, of course, honoured to present the APPES Teaching Award to Professor Paul Hoffman from New Zealand. How long into the talk did you realise it was you?
Pretty early on. Can I just say, it's the Hoff, not the hot, okay?
It was a unanimous decision by council.
Do I want to say something? No, it's not
Yeah,
really.
no, please do.
It's a real honour to get this award. Service to APPES or to your wider community in paediatric endocrinology has been my pleasure and my honour, and it's been great to be a teacher and to help other fellows become endocrinologists and to learn. So thank you very much.
We're hoping for another 7 APPES school attendances. And I think it is important that this honour is not a sort of sign that it's the end of your career. Many people who've received this award over the years have actually received it early in their career, and I would grant that to you, Paul, that you've still got many years of energy left. So our next award is to someone who has had a very long career in paediatric endocrinology in a different country, and has actually had the opportunity to spend time in a number of different centres, including one that's very close to my heart. This individual has extensive experience in paediatric diabetes and endocrinology, and has actually worked in paediatric endocrinology for more than 40 years, although this person does not look like they graduated in 1983. As I said, this individual came to work at the Children's Hospital in Sydney, and in fact that was when I first met her. It was my first year of training in paediatric endocrinology. She spent time with us and was mentored by a number of individuals within APPES, including Professor Chris Cowell, who was one of a number of individuals who were instrumental in establishing APPES. This individual has also been involved with many international and regional organisations, including the WHO, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And in 2006, she was appointed as a sub-board member of the Paediatric Endocrine Medical Council in Thailand. So we're honing in now on who this person might be. One of the things that has struck me about this person is their absolute passion for people with diabetes in a country that obviously had some issues with resources and training, and like me, was always absolutely passionate about looking after children, diabetes camps, diabetes education. She's been served on many international committees, as I mentioned, WHO, also has had a role in ISPAD, the IDF Western Pacific region, Diab Care Group for 5 years, and a number of other organisations. She has been a passionate clinician, but also has an impressive track record of publications that include paediatric diabetes guidelines, going all the way back to the ISPAD guidelines that commenced in 2006, or the newer version of those. Also involved in the sick day management guidelines, and most recently in the 2022 guidelines, those were on managing diabetes in limited resource settings, which, as she well knows, was challenging to be able to work across the spectrum of different countries and different resources, but she brought incredible experience with regard to management of diabetes in Thailand. She's many other publications and quite a number of awards in her country, including implementation awards, which I think is incredibly important because it really shows that she's a clinician who really wants to make a difference. She's also received a national award called the Best R2R Service Award, bringing changes to health system research at the Health System Research Institute in Thailand. The list goes on, but I think the summary for us, and a number of us have known this beautiful person, as I said, for a very long time, is that she has really pioneered and developed the care of young people with type 1 diabetes, and has transformed the hospital that she works at Siraj, sorry, I'm not saying it correctly, hospital, for 20 years. She's a key force in type 1 diabetes in Thailand, both at the hospital level but also nationally. I've had an absolute pleasure to have known her all this time, and I can't express my delight that she's the recipient of this, I think, very prestigious award. So, Supawati, if you haven't worked out it's you yet. So, after knowing you for 40 years, you are now an honorary life member of APPES.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry, I could have said more.
Oh, no, you say a lot. Thank you. I just know this morning.
Sorry?
I don't prepare anything.
Well, you don't have to.
She prepared for me.
So you've been sneaky, Duranda?
Yeah. Very surprised for me. Jiranda did not tell anything with me before. Dear colleagues and friends, I'm truly humble and deeply honored to receive this Life Membership Award from the Asia Pacific Pediatric Endocrine Society. I stand here today filled with gratitude and sorry. Very thank you for Maria that help me and do everything about all of the work in Thailand. Yeah, and I think without all of the colleagues of the APPES, I cannot make the things that happen in Thailand this year. I would like to thank my mentor who inspired me in work in the pediatric endocrinology and diabetes. Start from Professor Chanika Tuchinda. And then I came to Sydney, the William Institute, Professor Martin Siling, Professor Chris Cowell, that I met him on the first time in New Zealand, Auckland, that they opened the new hospital. Yeah, at that, I think in 1990. And then Chris Cowell told me that you want to come to be a fellow in his institute. So I just came back, and then he wrote the letter for me. So start from that make me like work with Professor Martin Siling, Chris Cowell, and I met Maria, and then Charles and others people, and also Bin Moore. And another one mentor that I would like to mention here is Professor Kaiji Kida. He's very nice, and then helped me to start the work of the childhood diabetes in the both Taiwan and Type 2. And that inspire me a lot to that I have to work for the children with diabetes in our regions. So I have learned from them who were the founder of the APPES. And so I saw the beginning of the APPES, and I just count it when I sit here that it's come to 25 years already. It's the emerging adult, and I saw a lot of successor of our founder, come to now, and then I think it will go long and long forever. I would like to thank the APPES community for this recognition, not only for myself, but for all the teams and the individuals that I have worked with and for over the years. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Way too humble, that's all I can say. That was beautiful. We are like a big family here in APPES, and I can see there are some younger emerging leaders in the room, and all I can do is encourage you to follow in the footsteps of such wonderful people as Paul and Supawati, and make a difference to paediatric endocrinology in the region. So that's it. Nothing else to say. Any housekeeping? We've got 4 minutes till the next session, so we've got a few minutes to go up and personally congratulate our 2 recipients. Thank you.